What's up,
Hi,
everybody? It's your favorite couple every day with H and K. Hope and Kadero here.
Yes.
Great to have you. It's every day with H and K. Kadero and Hope are here, and we're seeing everybody joining in. Man, this is crazy.
It is crazy.
Our first live, and we
live.
got people coming in already. We love it. We love it. We love it. Keep coming. Keep coming. Keep
You know how
coming.
people
Yo,
on live.
Yeah, you know, because we was nervous at first. You know,
We said, ain't nobody here, guys.
we doing this, and all of a sudden they be like, we ain't coming
nobody
in.
coming in.
And you be like, face. Almost
We like, all right,
we
let the people roll in.
Oh, we got some friends.
We're gonna
coming
take
in.
some time and let the people roll in. I mean,
Love it.
IG Live. Let's see.
Hey, hey.
Hi. Hi.
T King, what's
Oh
up?
my gosh, it's so great seeing everybody coming in.
Let's go.
This is
I love
exciting.
it. I love
What
it.
does that mean? Guys, this is our first time going live. So like
Yeah,
we don't know what these control buttons are. It's
And Hope's, look at Hope's already about to push button. She don't know what she's doing.
I think I need my glasses. Let's see.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that. T Gardner.
Thank you.
1466. Appreciate it.
This is
Hey,
exciting.
hey. What's happening?
We're
Your
so
hair
happy
is
you guys-
everything.
Oh, did somebody say that?
Yes.
Thank you.
If
It only took me like
and
3 hours.
If you noticed, the reason her hair is everything, if you watched our YouTube of the chili, she like those flexi rides,
Oh,
man.
I thought you were about to
Man,
say
look at you.
how.
I'm
No,
gonna put your
I
back.
thought you were gonna say how you recorded me secretly under the hair dryer.
Did y'all see that
Did y'all
though?
see
If
that?
y'all was watching the story, I would have saw
Yeah,
that.
he has some revenge coming.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you do.
I got revenge. Okay. It's
Yeah,
all
you
good.
do. It's
all good.
fine. You started the war, so
Well.
here we go.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I think we can get started
Let's
because
get
I
started.
hate lives that just beat around the bush and don't get to the point.
You came here for something.
Came
Let's see
here for
it.
something. Let's just do it, guys.
So, we do have some questions that people have asked,
Submitted.
submitted earlier.
Yep.
You are welcome to also submit some your own down at the bottom. We'll
Yes.
get started with this thing. And if you guys have questions, go ahead and ask those questions, and we're gonna get started. So,
Yeah.
one of the first questions that came in.
Oh, nice.
Yes, we're on YouTube. So go on YouTube, Everyday with H and K.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Love you guys. Okay.
First question we had was,
This was a good one.
this was good. Is y'all love like this all the time? 'Cause
All the time.
Y'all see us goofy acting. Everybody say we have such a great love.
Yep.
Is it real? Is this real?
We've been asked that.
Is it?
I would say the love is real, for real, guys. We've known each other since middle school, so it's like we've been best friends and rocking for a very long
The
time.
love is real.
So the
guys.
love is real. However, just like every relationship, there are moments where I don't like him
I
and he
don't
doesn't like me.
like her.
I mean, guys, that's just life. Like that's what it is. So-
It is life. And we go through, we're just like any other couple. We go through our ups and downs. Y'all see the videos that are fun, and we do have a blast together.
Yeah.
But there's times when you say cut and it's done, we're like, yeah.
Some videos haven't been made yet because we've been frustrated with each other.
There was
There
a
was
video
one.
that's never y'all have not seen. It was
Yeah.
a TikTok. I was just not in it. I was not in the
You
mood. I
wasn't
wasn't
feeling
feeling her, and
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
what it was. So I said, Kadero, let's just call it quits. We're
call it
done
quits.
for the day.
We didn't do
It's
anything
not
on that
happening. We're not in the best moods right now, so it
Love
just
it.
didn't happen.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was one question. Okay, this next question, Kadero, I want you to start off.
Okay.
Okay. So it
Love you
said,
too.
when? Oh, we love you too. Okay. When did you know that this was a forever
forever
thing?
thing.
Paper towel, actually.
Well, it's crazy because we have known each other so young, and like we've been dating since we were in high school. I say I was blessed enough to have that one by me early in life, and I think once I was in college, and I kind of like was doing my thing, and you know, probably
What thing was you doing?
disrespecting my wife in ways that I should not have been.
And it's
kinda
simple
clicked.
things. It's simple things. Like the disrespect, I mean, it was disrespectful, but it's college stuff, like dancing with other girls, like that type of stuff. It wasn't like,
Yeah, but if somebody think about it now and you grinding,
Yeah.
grinding up, touchy, like that's messed up. So, but I think for me it clicked. I studied abroad 1 year, and then it was just like, man, like this girl's been rocking with me for a long time, and I just want her with me. And my intention is gonna be to marry her. So when I say marriage, it's all about forever. Like marriage is forever for us. Divorce is not an option. So we, when I knew it was forever, I was kind of just in my prayer time, you know, getting close with God on who I need to be, who's gonna be best for me. It will, you know, I knew it was her.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Somebody asked real quick, how long have you guys been married? Guess what? So Saturday, this Saturday, we'll be celebrating 11 years. So, absolutely.
Crazy. I mean, it seems like a long time, but it doesn't seem like a long time because we are, what are these? Oh, those are...
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it just seems like it's been a long time, but it's been fun. So it hasn't felt like 11 years. Like we think about just knowing each other for 20 years, and it's like, I remember when he didn't even have any facial hair. Like he was this big.
And I was thin.
Very thin.
I was thin.
Very awkwardly thin. I mean, yeah.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But the other part of that question was, how did you know each other was the one?
Go ahead, answer that part, man. How
Okay.
did you know I was the one? I was that Boaz. How did you know I was your Boaz?
Stop.
Huh?
Okay, so this is okay. So I would say I knew Kadero was the one. I literally sat and I thought about what type of man I want to be with, what type of man I want to do life with. I looked at what type of example do I want to have for our children. Like, what do I respect? And I think that I did write a list. They say sometimes don't write a list. Guys, but this was a long time ago. And I wrote a list. And Kadero was just checking the boxes off the list. And so I was like, okay. You know, and I prayed about it. Honestly, hand to God, like I prayed to God about it. And I was just like, who do I want to do life with? And when I looked at my life and what I needed and knew that he could provide for me what I needed as far as like feeding me in my self-esteem or like giving me things that I needed to help me become a better woman, like he was just that. So I was like, this guy is a good one. I think I'll keep him. She'll keep me. Keep him. What about you, mister?
I kind of said how did I know you were the one? Like I just kind of, it was in my prayer time and I talked about just wanting to do life with. There was nobody else I wanted to do this life with. So it was easy for me just to, don't we get out?
I mean, you're making me blush just a little bit. I get kind of cozy around our anniversary time.
Yes,
I'm just.
Does. Yes, she does.
Oh, goodness.
What's up, Tamika?
Hi, Tamika. Good
All right.
to see you.
Somebody asked us this. How long have we been doing comedy?
Guys, we didn't even know we were doing comedy.
We didn't know we were doing comedy. We're not comedians, guys.
If you put us in front of a mic on a stage, you're going to hear crickets.
Yeah, we couldn't. I could not stand on stage and do stand-up comedy to save my life. So we are not comedians.
We're not.
We just bring you funny stuff, I guess, that we think is funny to ourselves. Like we'll see it and we try to remake it and recreate it and put our own spin to it, and it's funny. So that's about it.
We just like to laugh in general. I think we are both just goofy people.
Y'all be funny. Stop laughing.
I think we're just goofy people. So it's like his
silly.
goofy matched my goofy, mine matched his. It was just like, okay, let's just be goofy.
Yeah.
And plus, I think like we knew that we needed it too because just everything that's going on in the world right now.
Yes.
And we were like, we need to laugh. We need to, you know, just keep ourselves in a positive space. So it was like, what can we do to make us laugh? Because we be cracking up when we make these videos.
We was bored. You know, we was in the house when quarantine first hit, and we had to figure it out. So
yeah. Oh, thank you. Okay. So that's that. Okay.
Oh, this one's good, guys. This one's good. How important is it to know how many sexual partners your girlfriend or boyfriend has had in their past? You want me to take this one? You want me to start this one?
Yeah. You start that one. I want to hear from you.
Disclaimer.
Thank you, guys.
These are our opinions.
We're no professionals.
We are no professionals. This is just how we were raised and our beliefs.
Yeah.
We do try to speak some biblical truth in all that we talk about, but this is ours. So take it or leave it, all right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to sexual partners, we believe that it is very, in the dating time, in that time of dating and being intentional with your dating, we think it's wise to know who your partner has been sexually active with. The reason being, we are believers of this thing called soul ties. So that our soul, our mind, our intellect, sex is a beautiful gift God has given us that creates a oneness.
Yeah.
When you're having that with multiple people, there is a oneness you create with that person that then creates this soul tie that you have with someone. So you can't tell me if you sitting there with your new boo, Michael,
not Michael,
and somebody and the name Jerome came up.
Not Jerome.
That thought comes back of, oh, Jerome, because of the time you spent together. So I want to know who she has been with, because she may have some different personalities.
How many
personalities are we dealing with? Because you've been with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
So I think it's wise to know. I think it's part of it. And then, nowadays with just protecting yourself.
That part.
If somebody has multiple partners and they've had an unprotected sex with them, then you go into a whole nother level. So definitely, we say
it's important to know. It's important to ask that question for sure. Especially if y'all are serious. That goes back to the intentional dating.
No doubt.
For sure. Okay. Another question that we had that was kind of interesting was, do you think premarital counseling is necessary? And should this happen before or after engagement stage? I'll start off by saying I think that absolutely premarital counseling is a must for me and for you. I think that we did have premarital counseling. This was after our engagement, and I think that premarital counseling just brings out those tough questions that you don't necessarily think about to ask. We did a fun exercise actually where we switched roles, and I was Kadero and how I perceived him, and he did me and how he perceives me. So it was interesting to see, dang, he thinks of me like that, or I carry myself that way or whatever. But it goes deeper than just that. But I think that it definitely opens your eyes to a lot of things and a lot of questions, and the tough questions that you don't necessarily want to ask. And it's easy to have a mediator there, like your counselors, and that way, they can mediate and you can hear clearly what the other person's saying without this.
Yeah. And to go at kind of that second question, should it happen before or after the engagement? Us personally, we would say after the engagement, only because I think when he put a ring on it, at least you know he is serious about this thing. Where if it's before dating, and you just dating and you're let's go premarital, wait a minute.
Why would I do that?
Are we there yet? Maybe you guys have talked about it. Yeah. But just things can happen. So when he put that ring on it, you know what I'm saying? To say you my boo thing forever.
Not the
boo thing forever. Then I think that's when you should kind of.
I think so. Yeah. I absolutely agree. I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh.
Now this one was a paragraph, so I'm going to read off of my sheet of paper here,
Love
guys.
this one though.
This one was good. So this person said, "Hey H&K, so here's my question. I have been dating / in a relationship with Bae since March 6, 2020. Okay, March 6, 2020, and things have been great. The communication is good, and we spend a lot of time with one another. He hasn't said I love you, but I feel like he does. And I love him, but I'm scared to say it.
Oh.
Do you think that it's too soon, or should I wait for him to say it first?" I want to go to you, Mr. Watson, man, from a man's perspective.
Okay. So March 6th, they started dating.
That was March.
That's what, 3 months?
Pretty much.
That's quick.
A little over 3 months.
But
we have to. Okay, I want to know: was there friendship first? Like, was there something established before the relationship?
Because some men just be like, hey, 3 months, that's quick.
Yeah, it is quick.
Big girl, I like you. I don't know if I'm there yet. Like, but it really is up to the couple. I think that's such a good question because people do fall in love.
Some people find it just like that.
Some people, if that person has been praying about it and he's hitting all these things and y'all having good communication, you feel like this is the man that's going to help me fulfill the purpose in my life. There is a little scary part of the assumption that he does love you, and so there's always that piece. I think in general, when it comes to love and opening our heart, that is a risk. Yes. Loving someone is a risk.
Yeah.
Especially, and I think it's huge for either when you first get into a new relationship, or if you've been in relationships, you've been hurt, and now you think you found somebody, and now you're trying to open up again to someone. You gotta really be ready. So singleness, we can't let singleness be a time where it's like, I'm so lonely, I need a man. Singleness is a good time to find who you are.
Yeah.
Invest in yourself, inspire yourself, so when that person does come, that time you're really getting to just know them and make sure they're a good fit for you, and you're intentionally dating. So that time of saying, I love you, for this person who said it, my suggestion is be prepared. If you do want to say it, be prepared emotionally for what he may and may not say back.
So I want to ask you this question. Because in our relationship, Kadero actually said, I love you first.
I did.
He did.
But look, so
set the scene.
So we're at my house. We were.
I don't even know. Teenagers.
We were teenagers.
No, 20.
No, we were definitely teenagers. What? Yes.
It's been so long, I forgot.
16, 17. Like,
and I remember. College?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember, like, she was sitting on my lap, and
we were playing a computer game.
And we was laughing, and I was like, man, I love you. And this was her face. She said, I looked at her and she's like, didn't say anything else, right? Didn't say in a word. She ended up leaving. Never said it back to me.
Left.
She left.
Guys, he scared me.
Went home that night. And I didn't think, because I was like, I know this girl's digging me though. I know she loves me. But I just went out there, and to be honest, from the heart the mouth speaks. So that to me, it was like, that was my heart speaking. So it didn't faze me that she didn't say it back, because I didn't know I was gonna say it. But it was like one of those things, like, oh snap, she didn't say it back.
But I did finally.
Look, when she called me when I got home,
and
she was like, yeah, I love you too. So
the whole ride home, though, I'm just thinking about it. Did this just happen? Do I feel the same way? What am I gonna tell him? I just left the house without saying anything. Like, it was weird. But I did. I love it. I love it.
So
I still love you.
For that person, should you say it first? It's really up to you. But if you are gonna say it first, be prepared, because it has been 3 months. I don't know the dynamic of your relationship, but be prepared for what he may say back or what he may not say back.
This is true.
And if it's a thing where you're looking for him to say it back to continue the relationship, woo. But if you're good with hey, we still in this thing for the long haul, it's
so many dynamics to that, like layers to that question. Yeah. Okay, so this is one that says, how do you go about centering God in your marriage?
Centering God. So for us to center God, we both feel like we have to first have our individual relationships with God. So we try to keep each other accountable. Like, babe, you spend time with God today.
Did you pray?
Your prayer time. Your kind of.
Did you worship?
Worship time, meditation time, and the Word. We have to be there individually.
Yeah.
We find that when we're not there individually, we're off together.
Yes.
So I'm not gonna, I don't put plugs out, but I gotta put this plug out because I am a huge fan of Michael Todd, Pastor Michael Todd, Transformation Church in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yeah. So he came out with the book Relationship Goals, and he talks about just that when it comes to your individual. And so he has a triangle, and you got to read the book, but it's basically a triangle, and we're both trying to reach God in this triangle. God is at the center, and if we're both individually trying to reach him, we naturally come closer together.
Yes.
Because we're both trying to strive for God.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, a marriage, when God created marriage, he created marriage to be a reflection of his love for the church or his people. So marriage is our first ministry for these people, for everybody. So even when people say, why are you guys doing this, man? We just trying to promote black love.
Yes.
We trying to promote fun, loving marriages.
Lightheartedness.
A love that only comes through God type love. And that's because God created marriage for us to be a reflection of his love for his people. So that's the way if we keep him centered, we're good.
Yep.
Because we individually doing our part, we're coming together, and then we're good. So that's why it may seem like we're so loving, because we really are, because we have that God love in us.
Yeah. Because the moment I don't pray, or me and God are having an off moment, I'm snippy, I'm snappy, I'm like, don't bother me. Like, I get irritated quick, and it's just like, personally, I need him. Like, through everything that I do, I need God, and that's what, like you said, it keeps us centered. It keeps us centered.
It keeps us centered. And we just want, and somebody put because people don't think black love exists.
Yes.
And
heard that.
It does exist, and we need the people, black people and Christians need to show that this thing is real. There's no reason that Christians are having just as high as a divorce rate as anyone else.
Right.
If we're doing what we're supposed to do, I think people should be looking at our marriages and being like, wow, what do they have? How do I get? Type thing. Yep.
You're so great.
Oh,
you know that. Okay, moving on. Thank you. We get this question all the time. Do you guys have children?
Little bambinos.
Little babies. Guys, if I'm being 100 with you guys, that's all I know how to do. It has been a journey, and simply put, we are working on it because we know that we love children.
Want them.
It's been an interesting journey that we will definitely share with you guys as time goes on. We do have a story, but we're just trying to figure out how to unfold it in the best way, because it's going to be a testimony at the end of the day, I guess is what I'll say. So we want them. You guys pray for us, in that department, but we are having an amazing time practicing. Okay. All right. Moving on.
Oh, God.
Okay. So I figured this is the last question that we're gonna do. What I was gonna say is this is the last question that we have
early
here.
Submitted.
Yes, and then we'll hit your questions. After this.
So y'all start asking questions you want to right now.
Okay. So when you're dating, when should the topic of credit and salary be discussed?
She need my government stuff.
Or should it come up at all? That's a good question.
You want to start? I feel like I've been starting.
You have been starting. Okay.
You start.
So,
should you know my credit history and my salary? I didn't have a dime. I didn't have a pot to piss in when we met. So that's a ride or die I got right here. I have a pot to piss in.
But we got many pots now. Thank the Lord. We got some pots. Okay. I think it is actually very important But as we keep saying, I think that it is when you're intentionally dating somebody. Now, if you're just going out and you're just like freely dating, you have multiple
Casual
people,
dates.
yeah, casual, that you're just going out and dating, you don't need to know the man's credit score or the woman's credit score.
Yeah.
But I feel like if there's a discussion about potentially getting married and starting a life with this person, those are going to be the questions that need to be asked, because I need to know, where are we starting from?
Yeah.
What's our goal? How are we building? So
Big boy, do you have a 750
or higher?
or 560? What is happening?
430. What are we working with? We just need to know.
Even have credit?
You know, we just need to know if you got credit and what you do. And if you want to be slick about it, you can just kind of, in the beginning stages, what do you do for work? And you can kind of gauge a salary based off of what the person tells you. But I think that it is important, if you're intentionally dating that person and you plan to set up a life with that person, then the question does have to be asked. We need to know what we're working with.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I agree. If we're intentionally dating, we need to know what's happening. I need to know what I'm working with. Am I going into debt immediately?
That's a good question. Yeah.
So things like that need to happen, because when you get married, if you are believing y'all won, that debt now, her debt becomes my debt. So my debt becomes hers. So now
We've experienced that.
We have experienced that, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
it's very important.
Ooh,
Okay.
There's this question right here. What are both of your love language? How do you help fill each other's love tank if they're different? Yo,
That's a
so
good
funny,
question.
so great question. Because we literally
Gotta get my pick out
took.
of my hair.
I can't.
Sorry. It's starting to shrink, guys. I'm
My
getting a
pick,
little.
first of all.
Yeah, it's his pick. My hair's starting to shrink. It's getting hot. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Love language. So it's funny because, when we talk about, we don't always agree. Things aren't always meshing. So we got into bed last night, and Hope was just like, "Have you feel like you've been very affectionate to me?" I was like,
Once again, it starts with communication.
I thought I was, but if I'm not, okay. And then it just kind of got us communicating about love language, and we actually took the test again. We've kind of known both our love language, but we was like, let's take it again. So mine
Literally
is,
just last night.
just
we took
last
it
night.
again.
So that's funny that came up. Mine is acts of service. Hers is physical touch. So she loves to be
All it is. This is what I need.
Felt
Oh, wait a minute.
She likes to be felt on, huh?
Yeah,
she
I
wants
need.
them kisses. She needs
Look at her. Yeah. So
Time to snatch them.
time. Just like that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I am a very physical person. I love to touch. Kadero loves it when he can come home and doesn't have to worry about, dishes in the sink, or I don't know, but just
anything that can
service.
take something off of a day's
burden
work, a
off of
burden
him.
off me. Acts of service, or just doing things you said you're gonna do, just do it. Those are I'm good there.
Yep.
I'm good there. So and it's just in how we help. If I know hers is physical touch, so I need to make it a priority, because she comes after guy. She is next, so I want to make it a priority that I'm touching her. I'm smacking her on the booty as she walk by, or just doing
I
little
like that.
things to show that I love her. Because
Yeah.
intimacy is not the sex. Intimacy is everything else.
That part.
Everything else, all the other stuff you're doing.
You talking to him today?
Woo, woo, come on, Lord, speak through me. Anywho.
I can't deal.
How do you guys deal with other influences and temptations outside of your relationship? Ooh, good question. We talked a little bit about this. Go to YouTube. I think we talked about protect our marriage.
Yeah.
But I'll talk a little bit. That's big on. I work on a college university, so outside influence. I work with a lot. In my profession, I've worked with a lot of single men, and I'm on a college with females everywhere. So those things
And
that.
yoga pants.
She always likes the yoga man. So
That's what
things
it
like those temptations of the single guys. Yo, come on, let's go out. I gotta check with wifey if I can just be hanging with y'all first. Oh no, you ain't got bro. That you gotta kind of create boundaries. I create boundaries for myself of who I'm hanging out, who speaks into my marriage, who I allow speak into our marriage, and then making sure boundaries of different things. She knows all my passcodes, stuff like that. She can go into my stuff to see what's happening, who's trying to creep in the DM and all that stuff like that. Like,
and vice versa.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
And then things like Instagram. Instagram is probably is crazy. Like, Instagram models are running around rampant. Wild banshees everywhere. But
yeah,
and I have to be very mindful if I'm sitting there and I'm now looking and scrolling and then hitting the profile. Like, I have to protect myself from those things.
Yeah, we always say, like, of course, the eye is going to see what the eye sees. We're human beings. God gave us sight. Like, we notice things that happen. But I think that it's when you go further and you start investigating and going through the profile and start scrolling through the pictures that it's like, okay, now we're doing a bit much.
What you doing?
Yeah, but I mean, it's something that, you know, if he sees somebody, we'll both, oh, she's attractive, or I mean, it's just natural to see some
handsome brothers out there.
Yeah, it's some you know, but I think as long as you're open with it and, you know, it's just
openness and telling each other, okay,
yeah,
I'm dealing with
but
that.
we're not investigating. We're not digging through profiles and looking at pictures. That's absolutely disrespectful.
Not. Absolutely not. Okay, we got a couple that's in our deal now.
The font is so small.
Okay,
right.
Why do you feel like some men are opposed to counseling? Oh, I feel like that's coming directly at me as a man. I think when it comes to that, why men oppose counseling, we as men, that whole being brought up as being tough, not expressing our feelings, not letting anybody know how you feel and expressing your feelings about some things, we kind of created a cage around our heart, because we don't want to sometimes bring out the emotions that are there, the hurt that's probably there, maybe the shame that's probably there. So we it's sometimes just something that is kind of how we guard, how we protect ourselves.
Yeah.
I would say, and that's just kind of generalizing things. I can't speak for all men, because I'm a crier, so. I'm stupid. I'm sorry, guys. I am silly, but just, yeah. Somebody put like afraid of being vulnerable. That's true. Like it's something.
Because you're always hurt. You always hear like suck it up or don't cry, and it's like, okay, when you tell somebody that, you're kind of blocking that emotion from coming out. So it's like, if you're taught that all the way growing up, maybe it's kind of just like, you know, maybe I shouldn't do it, or don't speak on this or that.
Yeah. What else?
Oh,
what's the dumbest argument you've had while quarantined?
Oh, I like how we both just dazed off into like
to think about it.
And this is gonna sound weird.
Go ahead.
No. I was gonna say, to be honest, we don't argue that much at all. Like, we have our moments, but we don't have like these full blown like arguments.
The one I was thinking that was just dumb, and we kind of just like, argument. We don't have big arguments. We kind of just get frustrated with each other and we just kind of shut down. But she was kind of editing a video for it to post, and she asked me to come look at something, and I was still doing something, and I was like, I'm coming, but I didn't come at that moment, and it was one of those things where she got mad.
Hold on, you gotta get the background. The background is because I have been doing this video since the night before. Literally, guys, this one video did not want us to post. So I was just like, I was over it. It's been like a day and a half that I've been editing this video, and it's just been like, but the thing that he was doing,
I was commenting
on to you guys on Instagram. So I was like, God, put the phone down for 1 second.
Put the phone down, boy.
The comment can wait, but can you just do this so I can get in the shower and cook dinner and all of that stuff? So it was stupid because we got in our feelings.
But it's so funny when I start. Sometimes you just got to replace things, and like one thing about marriage, and I go back to that biblical standpoint of, you know, husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave his life, always in a giving mood. I already knew she was frustrated. So instead of me being the man of saying, making sure she's empathizing, making sure she was good, I did not, when she kind of got snappy, instead of being like, oh, I'm sorry, babe, like, I'm sorry that you're feeling this way. I'm sorry I didn't come quick enough. I kind of snapped back, knowing that she was upset. Like, I didn't have to snap back, but I was like, I got in my feelings. She snapped at me. I'm going to snap back. Here we go. You ready to bout? We going to bout. So that's like when you say dumb, because most of the time dumb things you already know in your head, like, this is what they're dealing with. Like, if I just reacted and just was cool with my tone, tone is huge. The way you say things to each other.
It is.
We wouldn't even argue about that. So
that's
funny.
dumb, guys. That was another one.
Somebody said they love how we comment to everybody. We try our best to try to comment, even if it's just laughing emojis, because you guys give us laugh. But yeah, we do go through everybody still and kind of.
And when I say, I can't say this enough, we are cracking up at these comments. Most of them, I mean, like almost all of the comments are just like, it's taking us out.
Yeah.
We share it. That's one thing that just brings us closer.
Ooh, a gentle answer turns away Ralph. Come on now, you gotta preach in here.
Oh.
Yes. Now, do you know what scripture that actually? No, I don't know either, but I know that's it. Who's the most creative with the videos?
Ooh.
I don't say I'm the creative one. I like just acting.
He's very theatrical.
I'm just very theatrical with mine, that you always see with my faces, like. So
it honestly, to me, depends on the video. Like sometimes there's videos that like I have an idea, and some videos he's like, oh well, maybe we can do this to it. Like the Maury with the paternity test. He came up with that camera on his own, guys. I mean, I couldn't, so that was, it just, we take turns, I guess, being creative. Whoever is creative that day, that's the way that we kind of roll with it.
Yeah. Cool. Bring this out. Somebody put, do you guys allocate downtime for just the both of you to keep the intimacy? Doing card decks, going on dates? Absolutely!
Yes! We think it is
date
so
nights.
Important.
Date nights. Yo, so y'all just watch our Insta story over the next couple of days with this anniversary. Because we're still kind of in quarantine. Restaurants aren't fully open here. So this year's anniversary is going to be interesting.
Very.
But we're going to have fun. We're going to make the best of it. But we do allocate downtime either summer times, because my work, I'm working like year round, and it's usually one period of time. So that's time like try to do vacation with her during the week. When I'm in season, Thursday nights are like date nights. Yeah. So we always try to either go out and do something, hang out, and then reconnecting. That's I think the main part. We love playing games. Monopoly Deal is a game that we love to play with each other.
Feelings get hurt.
Feelings get hurt. We attack. We haven't played that game in a while now. That I think about it. We may have to bring it out
tomorrow night.
But yes, date nights is so critical, so crucial. We love them too.
And I think too, like what we do on our date nights is like we still ask questions as if we're still dating. Like, what do you need from me at this moment? Like, we're always trying to learn each other. So I think that it's just important to do date nights and allocate those, the time for that. But there's even times here where we're like, okay, phones down, time to eat dinner, no phones, or we've had moments where we both just feel like we need an escape from the cell phone. So if you guys don't see us for a few hours, we're doing something with each other.
Yeah. See, somebody put, how do you feel your relationship will develop in the next 5 years?
Ooh.
How do you see yourself keeping this delightful spiritual tone? That part there is just because God's going to keep that thing centered.
That thing.
He going to keep us centered, because that can be, all this can be taken away like that. So
clearly,
that delightful, that's us, that's our spirit. We try to bring that fruit, the fruit of our spirit, that joy, that peace, that happiness. Those fruit of the spirits is just because of our time spent with God, and that's just going to exude out. So, but how do we feel our relationship will develop in the next 5 years?
We've sat and we've tried to think. I mean, to be honest, we do have goals for our life. At the same time, we fully have trust in God that He's going to lead us and direct us, and everything that we do. So I think it's one of those things that it's like, okay, God, whatever you have for us, whatever connections you're going to make, wherever you're going to place us, whatever you need us to say to people, or whatever ministry you have for us to do, that's just what we're going to do. So I think it's up to God. I mean, we have some things that we want to do within the next 5 years, but
I think at the end of the day, as a marriage, as long as we're both giving and serving one another, as her purpose, I'm trying to help her fulfill her purpose, she's trying to help me fulfill mine, we continue to do this thing.
Yeah. Whose idea was it to start an IG channel? Any initial reservations?
So we started, it's this one. She was all about starting the IG, share our love and promote marriage. And I'm like, I ain't trying to put my business out in these streets.
Okay.
But it was funny because when we started this, we actually started this like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just literally like,
pictures.
We're going to promote, marriage, love, travel, food, like what we're doing. And that's all it was just kind of pictures. So I remember in March, we probably had like 250 followers.
254.
254 to be exact. I think quarantine, just us kind of being together, being bored, and looking at the TikToks, we were like, let's do these. Like, we're both silly, fun people. Let's try these. People need a laugh, and let's go from there. And I think that kind of took off from there. So, and then we only thank you guys for wanting to watch us do these silly.
I will say that there was reservations, though, in the sense of how much do we put out? Like, how open are we going to be with people? Because you still want to reserve, like, some privacy for your marriage. But then, too, like, just the fact of having, like, your friends or your families seeing this side as far as, talking about certain topics maybe, or...
Because my mama on here and I'm talking about sex. That's sometimes to be weird.
It just feels a little interesting right now. But, like, stuff like that, it's like, okay, or, like, I personally had to get out of, like, what are people going to think or say? Or, like, am I going to say the right thing? Or do I have to retract my thoughts? And it's kind of like...
being politically correct and all that stuff. Just it's so hard to navigate sometimes.
Yeah. So all of that went through my mind. But I'm at the point now, it is what it is. What did you just do?
I'm sorry.
Guys,
my bad.
This is why you can't touch buttons. Okay. Let's see. Ooh. What red flags should you be aware of before you enter a relationship? And how flexible should you be with your... how flexible should you be with your... Are we really close? Standards. I don't know if y'all can see us right now. Especially if you've been told...
They're too high.
Ooh.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff there. So what red flags to be aware of before you enter a relationship? Mm-hmm. How flexible should you be with your standards if you've been told they're too high? You want to take that? What you want to see? Red flags. I think there's a period of time. I'm big on friendships, like being a person's friend before we even start dating, and just getting to know that person. Through that, you kind of get to know who they are, kind of what they are, anger issues, stuff like that. Do they have a temper?
Do they not bring you around? That's a red flag.
Red flag if
can I meet your family? Like,
can I meet your family?
Do you have friends?
Or you only want to meet me at 2 a.m.?
Yeah, like
things like that. Those are kind of like them red flags.
Yeah.
So you kind of can get that feeling. That's why we're big on prayer and stuff like that, because you get those
discerning
feelings
moments.
and that discerning moments. Like, this thing ain't treating me right, or something like that. Standards too high. I guess it depends on what those standards are.
Yeah. Now,
does
if
he
it's
gotta
something like
he gotta have 6 figures?
Does he have to be 6'12"? 6'12". Does he have to have perfect teeth? And does he have to weigh 180 pounds? Like, these are things that people can change, or like, you don't want to block your blessings because you're so like, I have to have this, have to have that. So I think that there is some things that if those are your standards, like, start taking those off.
Yeah. Because
you're gonna really filter your results, and they're gonna be like this much.
Just don't be shallow, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a Shallow.
Not being shallow.
Let's see. Okay. Right here. Do you want to go here?
Oh, yeah.
Praying. How important is praying together than by oneself? In the
Praying.
beginning.
How important is praying together than by oneself in the beginning? So, for me, praying together is very, very important. We have to pray together.
Yeah.
Our individual relationships come first.
Yes.
That is, our relationship with God is what matters first. God comes before hope.
Yeah.
If I put marriage before hope, if I trying to put her, I'm gonna lose, because there are gonna be things that flesh will come out of me. So me being in time with God gets me centered.
Yeah.
Then it's easier to come together with her, and then we tearing down heaven, because now, two people coming together, we are agreeing on something that we can do. So I think it's best you start with that individual relationship. When you guys are good, then you come together,
And that's the bonus.
and that's the
When you come together.
it's leveling up.
You know?
when you get to that
Because
point.
it's nothing like having something that you're both in agreement with and standing in prayer with each other. Like, that's just the icing on the cake. So, and then experiencing the, rewards afterwards are great.
Absolutely, those blessings.
Those blessings.
Blessings and blessings and blessings.
Let's see. Okay. Somebody said, "Oh, my sister, I can't with that pic." Oh, but you can. Okay, let's see.
Have you considered the card, and the skin deep?
I don't know what that means. Or that's a good one too.
How did he propose, and were you surprised? Huh.
Okay, I'll start. So it was interesting. I remember we had church that morning, and our pastor was talking about, we went to the same church too. So our pastor was talking about like a new beginning, and oh gosh, it was such a long time ago. But he was talking about like a new beginning and starting off fresh, and just setting goals and like starting a new life and like all of that stuff.
And we were fornicators. So that kind of convicted my heart in starting anew.
I'm just saying, it is what it is, Okay,
Oh,
so he was talking about all that stuff, starting over, starting beginning, and all that other stuff. So, I remember we came back to his house after church, and to give you a little background, so he asked me to be his girlfriend. This is his girlfriend in his front yard by the mailbox, right? So we had this conversation. He was like, if we ever got engaged, like, would you want it to be in front of people, or would you want it to be private, or whatever. And I was like, that subtle whisper. I was like, I kind of want it to be private. Like, I'm just, probably can't tell, but I really am shy. Like, I really,
Hope is actually an introvert, guys.
I am a shy person. Right? So I was like, I kind of want to be private. Like, I don't want to cry in front of people and all that stuff. So he took me outside of his house by the mailbox, the same place that he asked me to be his girlfriend. And he was just giving this big spiel about how pastor talked about starting anew and like, just doing all this stuff. And he just, that simple, got down on one knee. And did I say yes right away?
No. She said...
Guys, I was speechless again. He catches me off guard in these moments. But I eventually said yes.
Eventually.
And then it was like within 20 seconds. It wasn't like I kept him waiting. And it was just surreal. And then we went to dinner right afterwards and had some seafood. And it was
good night.
Great. That was a good night.
Good night.
Good. Here
Oops,
we go again. Here we go again,
my
guys.
Bad. My bad.
Let's see. We probably should do, because don't we get kicked off? I think we get kicked off in an hour.
How did you know they did daddy and children? Yep. Okay, let's just do, this will be the last one, I think. Okay, so
How do you guys feel about living together before marriage, and your thoughts on test driving before you buy? And I think we all know what that means. I mean,
test driving.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it's hard to say because we lived together before.
Sorta.
Kind of.
Sorta.
They're probably like, what did y'all do? How would you?
Because I was in college, so you didn't live with me, and we got married like right after I graduated college.
But there were still those college visits that I was staying in his bed. Like, I mean, so it was.
That was tough. It's always tough because you don't want to say, well, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't live together, you shouldn't have sex before marriage. When you're talking biblically, yes, they say none of that. We can't say, well, that was our testimony,
like, it wasn't.
Because it wasn't. I think there are advantages to keeping that sacredness there.
Somebody said his mom's cringing.
She know now. So
it is what it is.
I think there is some benefits of keeping that. There's that sacredness of that first moment together, and knowing that when we talked about soul ties earlier, there is nothing there's no baggage, there's no soul tie. It's just you and that person. So, can you say should you? I would say, in hindsight, I would maybe not, just to say to keep that to always, because she wasn't my first. So it's like there's a piece that's always that soul tie that's always going to be to somebody that's had me before, and sex is only a part of this whole thing. So if it's one of the things like. And I know this out there, like some women, well, I got to see what he working with before, because if it ain't where that is over, then that's one of those.
Such a touchy.
Because is it truly going to be just that? Can that man please you in other ways?
There's classes for it. I mean,
there's classes.
There are. People have sex.
So it's so interesting that. And then living together, what they say, shacking up.
Shacking.
Like, why?
Why what?
Why do it? Is it because are we just trying to play house? Are we trying, like, if that's the case, why can't we just move forward with the marriage? I guess. So, to each its own.
I think you have to just figure out what is best for you and your situation. Going back, we do know that there are advantages to kind of to waiting, but we can't tell y'all because we didn't do it. So
yeah,
I mean, I don't want to say something that I didn't do. But should we go? Because I think they're gonna cut us off.
Yes.
So
I don't think they're gonna cut us.
I thought you get an hour on Instagram. I don't know. Y'all let me know. What do we get? Do we get an hour? I don't know. Is it gonna shut down? I've never done Instagram Live before.
We do have to go anyway, just because,
Oh, we do have something else going on.
We have our church grow group, so small groups.
Okay, so, thank you.
We hope those who are on this call also entered our 10K giveaway.
Yes.
Because we're gonna do this right now. We're gonna announce our winner.
So hopefully you're here. Okay, if not, you still get the gift.
You still get the gift if you're not here.
So, I just want to say we appreciate your comments and entries and all of that stuff. So, this person is going to, yes, they said it will shut down. Okay, so this person is going to win a $100 gift card
from Amazon.
Gift card from Amazon. They're also going to get a candle from Avoda Home, which I personally make in this home here. And then shout out to, if you're not following her, follow Tamika Marshall. Tamika Marshall is giving a gift basket which has BioLumiere Organics skincare. So you get an eye serum that's valued at $50. You get an anti-aging cream that's valued at $50. Tula skincare face cleanser that's $28. A lip hydrator which is $25. And a skinny cocktail mixer. I want that. Okay, so this brother got the salad bowl, guys. He got
This
the.
is what we gonna do.
He got a salad
What we
bowl.
gonna do?
I
We're
cannot.
gonna do this.
Okay.
Huh?
Huh?
We're gonna make this official. Huh?
There it is. Push it one more time. Push it one more time. Okay. Salad bowl. Okay. I can't deal. Huh?
Who's gonna
okay.
pick? You gonna pick
so,
it? You gonna
sure,
pick it?
I will pick it, and I
Here we
just
go.
hope that.
Here we go.
Okay.
And our winner
And
is.
our winner is. I'm not gonna look. Oh, so small. Good. Okay. Peachalicious 33. Peachalicious 33.
33. Peachalicious 33
So,
is our winner.
Congratulations
Congratulations.
on winning.
If you're on here, if Peachalicious is on here,
well, we ran out of time.
Request us real quick.
Maybe we'll try to talk to you.
We'll try to talk
if
to
you're
you.
on
If
here,
not.
Peaches 33. If not, guys, we have enjoyed this time. They are going to kick us off, and we have a grow group to go to. So, thank you
Thanks
guys
so
so much for tuning in. We love you. We
Love
read
you
all your
guys.
comments. We love just
Please
talking
share.
to you guys.
Tell your friends about us.
Yep.
Follow us.
All of that.
We're on YouTube.
Somebody said already?
We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram.
We kind of on
that you're
Twitter. Twitter's
We're
interesting.
on Twitter.
Yeah, we are,
throw
but
it on there. We throw a little stuff now.
Twitter's a little. It's not our lane.
Thank you guys.
Okay, thank
so
you
much
guys so much.
for
We
rocking
love you
with us.
guys.
It was like an hour of power. A little church. You know, the church hour of
time
power.
to sign off.
Do you guys need a benediction?
Nope, it's time to
Does
sign
anybody
off.
need to give their life to Jesus?
Oh, well, we got time for that.
Do you?
If
All you
so-
gotta do is if you believe in your
Yep.
heart
Yep.
and say it with your mouth,
Come on now.
you will be saved.
You will.
Hallelujah.
That's simple. DM us if you
That's
guys
it.
need anything.
Yeah. No, but if
We're
you
here for you
really
guys.
prayer request though, DM us.
Yeah,
love
we
praying
got y'all.
folks. We got y'all. All right, guys.
Talk to y'all later.
Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye.